the rocky shore. That's the country I really live in. You see the seagulls there, and there what the herring are. And that is such a wonderful thing to be there. I'm a professional fisherman, and this is actually what I really like most. This is why I can't paint it like that. So I will show you.
The magic of oil painting is made possible by a grant from Aaron Brothers ArtMarts.
Oh yeah, first almighty brainwash. But I know that, I'm home there, and it is just a wonderful dream when you sit in your boat, you go out there against the sun sometime, and you see hundreds of seagulls flying up and down, and the herring are there, and the salmon eating the herring, and you just drop in your fishing line and you catch the salmon there. So in other words, butter yourself up and be right in that seascape there. And then it becomes easy to paint. Now the colors we use a bit different. Magic white is on the canvas. So I will use a kind of a turquoise color, viridian, or what you call it. They have funny names for their paint. Kind of a turquoise color, that's maybe the best name I can say. Petola. You know, I don't know why we not use English names for our paint. I still don't understand it, because I still forget it all the time. There's alizarin crimson, there is phthalo green, that's phthalo green, that's phthalo, now I know it. That's phthalo green, and to me it is turquoise. Happy little turquoise. You see, now I put the happy little turquoise on my canvas, and you can fire it right into the water too. See, that makes it nice. Condition the whole thing. There you are, there you are, there you are. You see, all the swimming pools are lined with this kind of a paint. It resembles water. It makes you feel wet. Maybe that's the whole idea. Okay, now on top I will use a touch of Prussian blue. I don't wash my brush. If you see how I want to do it, now you see the brush is soaked with that phthalo green. Now I touch a little bit of Prussian blue and fire in here on top. Just a little bit of, make it darker on top. See? That turns a funny color there. That's good. See? Now, the next step, you can use a fan brush, and you can use kind of a alizarin crimson, and a bit of mud, and you create a couple of clouds there. Mud, that means Van Dyke brown. Van Dyke brown is the earth color. Create some clouds, whatever you want, and make it perspective right, a bit smaller there, a bit smaller there, a bit smaller there. Wherever you want to put the cloud, and fire it in, but fire it in like I show you. Don't go out and look at them and say, here's one cloud and this other cloud. They're moving, no time to have them spread out everywhere. Just fire them in like that. There you are. See, use your big brush now. Use your big brush, your almighty brush. And hypnotize it a little bit like this. See? Then you highlight that, put the light in somewhere. I use a touch of red and white. Look, a touch of red and white. Take a good look on that here. See, like this. It's off-white. And then fire and wherever you think the light will be. We say the sun is here somewhere. The highlights are there. There's the sun hiding behind that cloud there. And then you highlight it here a little bit, and there a little bit, and there a little bit. there, that the sun hits it there, there, there. See? Don't, because light is everywhere, highlights on the clouds, they can be on the side, they can be in the front, they can be everywhere, there. Beautiful. The next touch, make sure you have a dry brush, hypnotize the whole thing. See? Okay. Now I will fire in that water there. You can run a little bit of lines out if you want to. It gives you a little bit more spark. So, alizarin crimson and Prussian blue, a little touch of that, and you create a kind of a horizon line or a water line, the end of the sea there, and a bit more on the side there, see? And let it get lighter, lighter. Let that light reflect into the water there, and then you are out and get harder there again, like this. See, alizarin crimson and a touch of Prussian blue is in that color. Alizarin crimson, and now you create kind of a water movements. Whatever you, just water movements. Let that water move forward and back. Water movements. Water movements. Yeah, let it dance there and there, little baby. So, and let that light be in the center there, or wherever you have the light on the canvas. See, then we create kind of a wave coming up here, rolling in. Hey, let it stand up there. Okay, you can have a little bit of a movement in the back there, like the other swelling is behind there. Okay, see, and then you can come forwards with the bigger one there. And as you come forward, you have more colors. You got more spark, more oompa. See? It means this is darker, this lighter, 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 as you are on doing the things. See, now you come out. And always, you see, whatever you see, it is the philosophy of all I do. You make a mountain, you have it light on the bottom and powerful on top. Light on the bottom, powerful on top. That means if you have the same color all the way through, you have no beginning. Always from the dark into the light, and dark against the light, and you come forwards, 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 forwards. That's the whole thing when you paint. It's not only on the sea, it's in the land, it's whatever you will do. That is a wonderful idea to do. Okay, clean that almighty brush. The next step, white and a touch of red, white and a touch of red, but look, off-white, see, off-white, it is more white, but a touch of red. Now you can even pronounce it a bit more in that cloud, because you want to have that, that's what goes into the water now, see, okay. See, there you are. Just let it dance in between you want. Gives you beautiful. Close to the light is the most power, and after light it gets easier and easier and darker and darker and darker. You can even, if you want, you can brush it out a little bit, like this. Good. Now the same colors, the same color in the sun is here on the horizon line. You see the water, the sun. Or the light is dancing into that water there. already it start exciting you. It gets excited. Now you can create a kind of a highlight on this little wave there. See? Kind of a highlight here a little bit. But let it disappear in the dark. Don't worry too much what's going on there. Have that, lead that light right to the middle of the painting now. Or whatever, you can have it on the side, but this happened, we have it there, so it got to be there, we have to lead it like that. See? There you are. Now we highlight this again. There you are. See, and now you come closer, you can already give him kind of in a closer look, you can give him a little bit of water down movements. The water's coming down, you see? Can you see that? See, here it's still a bit further off, so don't worry too much there. If you do, it's fine, but I think as closer you come, as more you see it. Okay, now we go still closer. The same color, white and red, and highlight crown this here too. See, with the fan brush you can really look at that. Just press it hard and you get already the foam standing on top or whatever. There. Now you can show them more of this kind of movements down because you are close. See? Okay, we do it like this. The water's moving in like this. And now comes the trouble. Now comes the problems. The problems, we have to put stones in. Use your almighty knife and put the stones in wherever you see them or wherever you feel they look the best. Okay, so let's put in the stone maybe here. Hey, there's one. I do it with a knife. And you can, if you want to, you can settle that stone right into the water by cutting it off there. See? And let the water go around. It would look like this. See, you can let that come around like this. See? A little bit show that stone because the colors are there anyway. But that means the water, you can even dance the water up on that stone if you want to. See? That's fine. The next one. Now you can put so many stones in. If you love all those stones, put them in. Fire them in. See, and a lot of movements. Maybe here we put one in. Now I better bury all the stones. The water has to be around. There. Here we may let the water run off first. See? Up like this. See how easy that is. Now you can move up. Like water's running off all the time. You see that little bit of up sweep gives you water running down. There you are. And here the same. See what happened now? If I sweep it up a little bit like this, you see? Look, now the water's running off. Can you see it? It clears the stone on top. Okay. That's very important to get these ideas. Okay, let's put a couple more stones in. Alizarin crimson Van Dyke brown, Prussian blue. If you those colors, they are good together. Mix it. The colors you think would be nice. Maybe here we make a bigger one standing there. It's on the crooked side. Can you imagine your boat get out of control and you run into those stones? That's a beautiful feeling. That is a beautiful feeling. I had that problem once at a time. I don't want to have it anymore. Okay, look at that. Yeah, when I think back, they called the Coast Guard even. And I feel ashamed of myself after. Okay, see again. Now here is a good, make a close, nice look on that particular stone here, which way you put the water movements in. And see now, I move it up, see? Up a little bit. See, by doing that, you get that feeling the water is running off. See, here on top, you can just use water on top. Now watch. And you can run it off from the top again. See, watch. See, now you run it off from the top. So you learned a lot of wonderful things right now already. You can have the water coming over like this here. You can have it, watch. See, over that other stone. That stone is behind. See? Now I got ya. I got ya. See, and then you have that is just little water. And then you can run that off too if you want. See, maybe in the crevices. There. Now I go into finer details. But that is the way I usually do my water scenes. And then in the front, sometimes you let it come down like this. You know, like it's dripping off steep. Or here, you know, let it drip off. Let it drip off there. It's always wrong when you have to paint in between, because then that means you goofed. When I goof, sometimes I have to go in between. That's not the right idea. See, now you can run a lot of lights in between. The sun is up there, is the light, and you run that same happy light between the stones now. That will be always here. Let the light dance there some way. Let the light dance there. See, make it all dance in the center and let it disappear to the outside. Darker here, darker there. That's just perfect. But in the center, make it light so that leads your whole eyes coming through like this. Okay, let's just get here one almighty stone. One almighty stone. Here. But you see, you press hard and you don't mind having all those funny movements there. No paint. Try to paint with no paint, because as more paint you plaster on, as hard it is to go over it again. Okay, next almighty step, use your almighty fan brush again. Use your almighty fan brush again. Maybe here we light it a little bit. Here, try to go with the light now. Let hits it wherever. See here a little bit. Can you see what it does? The sun, bang, bang. Let it hit now on here a little bit. Let it hit there. We already showed it there. That gives you a happy tune in that painting. And it will look exciting. It will look exciting. See there, the water's dancing in between. And you know, it's nice sometimes sitting there barefoot just on that little stone and watch what's going on underneath there. All those little crabs and sometimes little ugly animals floating around there. Okay. Here we will do the same. We will do the same. Light against light is not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. Light against that light here, it's always better you have a cold, harder movement there. See, and as you come forwards, that stone getting lighter, lighter, lighter as you put it into the water there. Then you can create movements. See what I do here? You create kind of running movements. See? But I wouldn't touch the top too much. Create a new beginning there and there. That's the nature of when you paint, you create illusions. Even you would argue sometimes, you would say that stone is light there too, but then light against light, nothing against nothing is nothing. And if you don't understand it, it's hard to paint. It's hard to paint. Now we put a little bit of blue sparks in. See, that makes that stone really, really jump out now. Kind of a blue, alizarin crimson and blue that gives you this, it's kind of a mountain color. Kind of a mountain color. See, there you are. And the shadow side, I won't worry too much. Not worry too much. And now here, let's just try to understand there's already sand, maybe type parts of sand movements, and you see already the bottom. So we will create that in this direction, in this direction. As you come forwards there, like that. And maybe here we lift the whole side up. We lift the whole side up, that becomes me, that runs in like this. Whatever you want to see. I just want to fill in that whole deal there, and that can be done any good old way. You can have driftwood line there. There's all kinds of stuff lying there, but you can, if I had more time, I could show you all kinds of crazy ideas. Sometimes we had paintings done, the Navy had, they came by and they had a party there, and the beer bottles was hanging in the water, and what, and you just paint along with that. You can put that all in. See here, I will just make it kind of a water sweeping down there. See, something like that. Try to make it shiny looking, and it can be only done by sparking it. It is not the long line what does it, it's that little spark. Dots, little dots will do a great job on water, but on the right spot all the time. If you do it on the right side, see that little dots are doing more to the shine in the water than I would put tons of. Same when you paint glasses. It's that little dot what brings that ping out of the glass. You see, now we come to a happy ending. What we will do, we will put a happy couple, happy seagulls in there. Flying happy there. See what it is? Just bang, bang. Now how many seagulls you want? That's 1, That's 2. That's the other one flying that way. Maybe one is flying upside down. He's dipping into the water. He just sees a fish down there. And the other is going this way. And the other this way. Hey, there you are. More and more and more and more. And now, how many seagulls you want? I saw the painting once, and the guy said, I want more seagulls. I said, but I think they're enough. He said, but I want more. Then he said, I give you $1 a seagull. I said, all right, then, how many you want? So I painted the best seagulls in my life, always $1, always $1. That's the way you do it. But I thought I had enough seagulls in that already. So, there we are. That is it. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching me. Bye-bye.
In response to overwhelming viewer requests, KOCE has prepared a personal guide to Bill Alexander's Magic of Oil Painting 3. To receive your copy of this instructional book on Bill Alexander's painting technique, please send $8 to Magic 3, Post Office Box 2703, Huntington Beach, California 92647.
The Magic of Oil Painting is made possible by a grant from Aaron Brothers ArtMarts.